good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 105 of the 72 review. And if you joined us yesterday, you know what's happening today. It's predictions time for the 2025-26 season. Yesterday was League Two, today is League One, and tomorrow at the same time is the Championship. I'm joined once again by Ian and Jonathan. I'll introduce those guys in a second. They spent an hour with us yesterday trawling through League Two and putting teams in their positions. We're going to do the exact same today, but we want you guys watching to let us know your thoughts in the chat as well. As we're putting teams in the table, let us know if you think we're wrong, and you never know, we may shuffle you up or down depending what you say. So, some familiar faces. I will start tonight with Jonathan just below me. Introduce yourself, mate. Let people know who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
Hi, my name's Jonathan Harries. I'm a MK Dons fan. I blog about MK Dons. I talk about MK Dons for anyone that listens, but I also take a good interest in the EFL as a whole. So this afternoon's been spent winding up Fleetwood fans because Sky have decided to move the kickoff for Fleetwood coming to MK to a 12:30 kickoff.
That's nice, isn't it? Don't start Ian off, Jonathan. It's early in the evening.
Yeah. We've had one of our games moved, actually. We've had one of our games moved from October. It's a local one. It's a home game with Bradford City. But it's been moved from the Saturday that was October the 4th to the Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
Thursday night football shouldn't be a thing at our level, should it?
No, it shouldn't really. Yeah.
But that gives you an insight into who Ian follows. So does his shirt as well. Introduce yourself for people that may not know you. Let them know what you do and why you do it, mate.
Yeah, this is a Rotherham United shirt, third shirt from last season. I know it's a little bit understated, but there you go. I'm a Rotherham season ticket holder, and when the Millers are away, I'm all over the EFL like a rash, vlogging for my YouTube channel.
Lovely stuff. We've got a couple of messages in the chat already. Reese has said, hi, good evening. And then earlier today, SWFC Owls has said, Chef Wednesday 24th, disgrace off the pitch and on the pitch. We're doing Championship tomorrow, but I think we're going to start there because me and you have been having a quick chat before we've gone live, Ian, and it's Wednesday a rival to both of us, a local rival, and it's one of those where it's difficult for us. We're good friends with Jake and Worko, who's been on the show as well. And we don't want to see any club go out of business. It's the same. Reese has just said, what about Morecambe? Another team. It's happening to too many recently, isn't it? And they're just it's the loss of the community for me that I don't like the most. I mean, rivalries aside, it's people's jobs. I don't know what I'd do on a Saturday without football, just going to watch it and just kind of escaping for that 90 minutes. Even if the football's rubbish, it's just being able to switch off from everything that you're doing during the week. And the teetering on the edge, aren't they? And I hope it does get resolved pretty quickly.
Sorry to interrupt you now,
right.
But I've had a load of social media posts. I don't know whether it's Twitter or Facebook, but I've put one. And I said I will immediately block any Millers fan that I follow or converse with that takes delight in what looks like the gradual decline of a local side. I mean, I'm no Wednesday fan. I never have been, never will be. But I do not delight in this. This is abhorrent. And I can't see any pleasure that anybody can glean from seeing their football club disappear. No way on earth. No.
So we're in agreement. We hope it does get resolved for both Morecambe and Sheffield Wednesday, because people need their football club. And
well, let's hope that this regulator that comes out has got some teeth.
Yeah, they need it.
You know, in future owners here.
Yeah,
because we've got too many football club owners that are just doing it to massage their egos. We all know who they are. We all know who these people are. And we all know who the genuine ones are. The genuine owners that care about the club and the community.
Yeah. So good luck to Wednesday fans and Morecambe fans. Hope you get out of the trouble that you're currently in. And it's a season of well, hope and success more than anything. It's looking bleak for both at the minute, but you never know what's around the corner.
You don't.
But yeah, yesterday we looked through League Two, so I will put that on screen now. Jonathan, are you still happy with the position that we put MK?
Not fully, but as I said on the show, I was outvoted, and I have had a couple of MK fans message me privately saying you've probably jinxed it. So hey, I've got to take the flak.
Having said that, we take a lot of the blame because we both agreed that MK were going to be champions.
Yeah, we had your arm up your back.
Yeah.
Other teams that we looked at, we put Swindon in second, Chesterfield in third, playoffs of Bristol Rovers, Grimsby, Colchester and Fleetwood, and then the bottom two, Cheltenham and Newport. But we know very little about football. We've shown that in the past, so don't take it with a pinch of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt, and the same will go.
So when Newport County are running around Rodney Parade with the trophy at the end of the season,
you know who to thank. But yeah, taken with a pinch of salt. We're not here to upset anybody. We've got to put 4 teams in the drop zone in League One.
yes.
If you're a fan of one of those teams, let us know why you think we're incorrect. No doubt we will be incorrect, but yeah, don't take anything personally. And let's just have a bit of fun for the next 50 minutes or so, starting with AFC Wimbledon. We'll start with Jonathan. I mean, it's a rivalry, so it's the best place to start, I think. Go for it.
Oh, I knew this was coming. First, I got to congratulate them for getting promoted through gritted teeth. I'm not going to hide the fact that I don't like them, but fair play, they got promoted. I've got them 23rd. They've lost Noiville to Bradford. They've lost Tilly to Wickham. Yeah. So that's both their wing backs gone. They haven't recruited near enough to even think about survival. And I just think that as much as their football got them promoted, I'm not sure it'll be sustainable in League One. And say I just see it being a bad season for them. But they'll go and prove me wrong, and I'll have half the AFC come for me as well.
I agree with you on it, to be fair, mate. I think they've lost key players, not recruited the quality to replace those key players. I've actually got them rock bottom. I've got them in 24th. So whereabouts have you got them in? If it's a little bit higher, we can pull them up off of 24th that I've predicted.
Like I said, I'm going to be quoting my one-line appraisals here. I've put those struggle, lack of goals. We'll hope their much vaunted defence performs 21st.
21st. So I've gone 24th. Jonathan's gone 23rd. You've gone 21st. Let's bang them in 22nd for now and see who's in and around it.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Continue with your appraisals, Ian. Barnsley,
funny one, really. I think they're decent, don't get me wrong. I think when they're on it. They play some good football. Conor Hourahan's first full season. Upper mid-table for me. I think if Davis Keeler continues his form that he had last season, I mean, he's a goal machine in the lower leagues. He's one of their best signings last season. I don't think they've got enough to make the playoffs, but I think they'll have a half-decent season, so I've got them 10th.
10th for Ian. Jonathan, Barnsley, thoughts on them?
I've got them 11th. I think I had them as low as 13th until yesterday when they signed your former midfielder,
Patrick Kelly.
But,
yeah. Oh, that's a good signing. That is a good signing, yeah.
I know a lot of Doncaster fans were quite sort of up on that when they were replying on the socials, and obviously they've got David McGoldrick as well, who can produce a bit of magic when needed. It's just the fact that it's Hourahan's first job, and I think Barnsley are considered a big fish in League One. So yeah, I've got them 11th.
So yesterday we did really well with League Two. We were we agreed on a lot. There was a consensus with a lot of teams. And then we laughed and joked towards the end and said that as we go to League One and Championship, we may disagree a little bit more. I've got Barnsley 11th.
10th, 11th, 11th.
My reasons for that, Horan, I'm just not sure if he's got what it takes to kind of compete towards the top end of the table. I might be wrong. It might be a stroke of genius and a breath of fresh air, and they might push on. I just think they're missing something to really break into that top six. But with McGoldrick, Patrick Kelly, they've got a couple of decent players that have remained. It's not out of the question if they put a good run together, but I just can't see it at the minute. So I've gone 11th. And with you going 11th, we'll plonk them there.
Yeah.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Piece of cake.
Next up, Blackpool. Jonathan?
So, start of the transfer window, I really thought, wow, they're going for this. They got Fraser Horsfall from Stockport. They got Michael Higway, and I was like, that is some partnership at centre back. They then signed another couple more, including bringing Niall Ennis back, and I was like, yeah, Bruce is getting backed here, and he means business. But recently, they've really struggled to get the signings in, and a lot of Blackpool fans are a bit worried for depth because they've picked up a couple of serious injuries in pre-season.
Yeah.
So at the minute, I'm going 6th at the minute for them. I think they'll get the playoff spot with Steve Bruce in charge. It just depends what the end of their transfer window is going to be like.
I think with Ian shaking head, he may have them in 6th as well.
This is actually frightening. I've got this, my one-line appraisal again. I've got astute signings, experienced boss in Steve Bruce, 5th.
And I was impressed, as you were, Jonathan, with really recruitment. Like I say, they've got a couple of injuries which may impact them with the squad depth. But I've put them in 5th. I think they've got enough in Bruce. I think they've got enough in the squad to challenge towards the top end of the table. We've got to disagree somewhere. This is going to be boring viewing for anybody watching. We are just, as Jonathan said yesterday.
It's like we've all got to get. It's like
there's been no sort of there's been no prior chat about our positions or anything. So it's like we've done this before. Reese has put Blackpool in 9th, so you're not a million miles away from where we're going as well. Just a little bit lower than what we've put them in 5th. Next up is Bolton Wanderers. I'll start with these. I don't know if they've got enough to improve on what they did last season. I think they may have. They're similar to Barnsley for me. I think they've got the quality there, and if they put a consistent run together, there's potential of breaking into that top 6, if not pushing the top 2 for periods of the season. But I don't know if they've got enough. We've said it so often, a couple of seasons running now, that Bolton are a big club at this level. They should be higher, but they've underachieved and not delivered on kind of the expectations that a lot of people have had. And I think they're going to maintain the position that they did last season. I've got them in 8th. But I may be a little bit harsh with that because I think with the crowd behind them, a little bit of consistency, I think they could push a little bit higher. But I've gone 8th. What about you, Ian?
I've put massive club for the level that they're at, and I've put challenging, but just missing out as their eternal bottlers, 7th.
Jonathan,
I've got them as 9th. I just think that, as you say, they've lost
7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, they've just lost. Losing Aaron Collins, I know they've replaced him with Dalby and they've replaced him with Mason Burstow. I think they got from Hull yesterday on loan.
Yeah, but they don't.
Go on.
They don't. Nothing about the signings thinking wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the like-for-like signings. I mean, Burstows hasn't got a good EFL record, really, not a particularly good one. But he's the right age to improve, I suppose. But no, nothing's shouted wow to me.
I'd agree with that. So we're going to go 8th with Bolton.
Something's got to change in these predictions.
I'm sure it will. Bradford City, Jonathan. Thoughts on them? The second promoted team of this episode. I'm assuming they're going to perform a bit better than we put AFC Wimbledon. They are, for me, considerably better. What about yourself?
Yeah, I've got them 12th. I think that their home form is going to be imperious. You know, Valley Parade is an absolute fortress when it gets rocking, and with all the local games, you can imagine the attendances are going to be 18,000-20,000 each time. So you can imagine the crowds are going to be bumper. We've mentioned Neufeld earlier. I think that's a good signing. Stephen Humphreys was a brilliant pickup, I thought, from Barnsley as well. I'm not sure when Andy Cook is back from injury. That's the only thing that's making me think it won't.
I'm in conversation with a Bradford fan, and they said probably mid to late September, hopefully before early October. But then again, he's got a pre-season to do then, hasn't he? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to see him before Christmas.
Yeah.
Half a season of Andy Cook is not bad though. I mean,
it's better than a full season for some strikers.
yeah, it is. It is indeed. Reese has got Bradford in 17th. Nathan has said Bradford mid-table, anywhere between 12th and 15th. So Jonathan, you've gone 12th. Ian?
Yeah.
My one-worder again. Momentum after promotion continuing. Comfortable 14th.
Funny you should say that. I think the momentum from promotion will help them. I think what you said, Jonathan, about the crowds, again, the 12th man, a very formidable place. I think we were the only team to beat them last season at home. I think they're going to carry that on into this season. I think it's going to be a season where they're going to establish themselves in League One and then potentially push on next season. I went 14th.
Oh, God. This is ridiculous.
Ian, Burton Albion. So for me, I think they've been circling the drain for a few seasons now, and they've had many great escapes. They looked doomed last season until midway through, and then they put a decent run together. I think the division this year is tough. It's stacked with teams full of quality, and I think it may just be one season too many for them. I've got them in 21st. Where have you got Burton?
Right. One great escape too many. 24th bottom.
Rock bottom. Jonathan?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Somebody's got to be.
Yeah.
I think I agree with both of you regarding that they've, well, I think outstayed their welcome's a bit harsh, but they say circling the drain pipes. Losing Burrell to QPR, I know they got a good chunk of money out of it, but he was huge for their second half of the season.
Yes, he will, yeah.
I think defensively, they're quite sound. I think they've lost their number one goalkeeper as well to Millwall. I want to say Slocum as well. So that
Slocum, yeah.
I've actually got them 20th, but it was one of those where I could have had them in the relegation zone. So I don't mind them being in if it's gonna.
I think we go with Reese. He's thinking 23rd. You've got him rock bottom in. I went 21st. You were just outside of the drop zone. Nathan's in with 23rd as well. So yeah, I think the consensus in the chat as well is relegation. So 23rd for Burton at the minute. We did shuffle a few around yesterday, not many, but as we were coming towards the end, we couldn't argue for a team to go in the playoffs. So a couple do shuffle. So stick with us this evening, and this isn't locked in until we've put all 24 teams in and we've agreed on it. So next up, Ian, is Cardiff City. I believe these are the first relegated team of the video. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Well, they don't seem to have done any business in the transfer window at all. But in incomings, they've got a similar squad to what got them relegated. And a lot of people are tipping them to go straight back up. I'm not one of them. I think the losing mentality is a hard thing to break. I think they'll be okay. But I've put here quiet pre-season, similar squad from relegation, 9th.
Jonathan?
So I had them as 10th, simply because, as Ian says, there's been no transfer movement. They've not lost any key players. I think Alex Robertson in League One should be a decent player. Ruben Colwell as well, I've always rated. I think, is it Ruben? I know there's two brothers. I think it's Ruben's the one that I like.
Robin and Ruben, isn't it? Robin and Colwell. Yeah.
Again, it's another novice manager in Barry Murphy, but it wouldn't surprise me if towards the end of the transfer window you see a couple of Manchester City loanees come in, given the connection he had with Man City. So
possibly,
I've gone 10th, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the players that come in are going to work because they're Man City, because it's completely different League One to what they're used to in Premier League 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's why their under 21s always get battered in the Virtue Trophy, because they're playing against men.
Yeah. Nathan's gone Cardiff for 7th. I had them in 9th. So for now, two of us agree on 9th. So we'll pop them there. It may change as we start filling it up a little bit more. On to my team, Doncaster Rovers. Reese has got Cardiff a little bit higher. He's got them in 3rd, so in the playoffs, and I think they've got a squad capable of that. But it's just if they can flip that losing mentality, like you said, Ian, it's a tough one to shake sometimes. If they start well, then they may just kind of gather momentum, and it may just snowball into a really positive season for them. You'd like to think a squad full of kind of championship standard players, they should do well at League One. I think the same with Luton and Plymouth. They've got kind of a nucleus of a squad there that is capable of competing. It's just if they can do it week in, week out at a lower level and bring players in that kind of support that and enhance what they've got. But there's always a team that kind of comes down and struggles to acclimatise, and maybe Cardiff's that team. I don't know. On to Donny for my team. I think we have got a solid squad. I think we've got depth. I think we've certainly got a squad that can compete at this level. Grant McCann's come out and said that he doesn't want to make numbers up. So he's certainly going to be going out to win games. Do I think we're going to be looking over his shoulder? No. But at the same time, I don't think we're going to be looking towards first, second, or the playoffs. I think it's going to be a pretty standard season, similar to Barnsley. Really, I think if we do start well or get a bit of consistency throughout the season, I think there is a chance that we could maybe flirt with 7th, 8th, 9th, maybe into the playoffs. Who knows? I think if it's there and the door's open, you've got to take it. I don't think we've got enough to get there, though. I think trying to kind of temper the expectation, you want to push on from a positive season of winning a league, and we've seen other teams come up and go up again. But I don't think we've got the resources of Wrexham or Stockport, who have done really well in this division. So I think a solid mid-table season, similar to Bradford, establish ourselves in the league, get a foothold of League One, and then slowly build and grow into potentially playoff contenders. So I've got us in 12th, but 13th available, 15th available. I think anywhere in that sort of middle bracket, I don't think we'll be in any danger. I hope we won't be in any danger. What about yourself, Ian? Where have you got us?
Guess. I've put good signings, should consolidate well. 13th.
And yourself, Jonathan?
You are probably going to ask me to come to the Sal in the next few weeks after this prediction, but I've got you sixth. I've got you playoffs.
Really?
Watching you in
Wow.
pre-season, watching that front four in pre-season, Brandon Hanlon is an absolute cheat code at this level.
Brilliant signing that.
Honestly, Matty Pearson at the back. I've never heard anyone, a defender, shout and swear and order the players about as much as he did on that day.
I always rated him at Grimsby. I always rated him at Grimsby, Matty Pearson. Yeah.
It's just honestly, mate, the cohesion and the togetherness. If you can carry that on from last season, I genuinely think you can get the playoffs. I just think everything's pushing in the right direction, and yeah, I've got you playoffs. If
that happens, mate, I will come and pick you up from Milton Keynes. I will drive you to the Sal. I will buy you a pint. I will be very happy with that finish. Reese has come in and brought us back down to earth with a 19th place prediction for Donny.
So you'd take 19th down, wouldn't you?
You know what, mate? I'd take 20th. I'd take surviving in the league. I think that's the first objective. Obviously, we don't want to be looking over a shoulder. But yeah, I think we've got enough to be competitive at this level. Hopefully you're right, Jonathan. Hopefully finishing sixth. So we've got kind of a mixed bag. We've got 6th, 12th, 13th, and 19th. So 12th or 13th for me. We'll stick us bang in middle.
Yeah. Bottom of the top half.
Bottom at top half. We'll go with that. I'm happy with that. It may change. Exeter City. Ian, what's your thoughts on Exeter?
Unfortunately, it's not good. The signings, a lot of them are non-league. They're a match for anybody at St James Park, but away they tend to be pretty dreadful. So I've put uninspiring 23rd.
23rd. I've got 20th for Exeter, so I'm kind of in the same ballpark. Nathan's gone 18th down to 24th, so anywhere in that kind of bracket. You've gone 23rd, 20th. Reese has gone 22nd, so we're all kind of in agreement. Are you in agreement, Jonathan? Where have you got Exeter?
I've got them 21st. I just think that, again, a bit like Burton, the drain pipe and everything. And yes, they've brought the Joe Whitworth back on loan, which could help them massively. I just can't see where the goals are coming from. I just think they're taking a bit of a risk. That young lad, Jacob Waring from Reading, who's very injury prone. And as much as I admire Gary Caldwell for probably going above what he was expected of him, I just think this season that they're going to get relegated.
I mean, that'll be a good benchmark then on Saturday, because Exeter come to Doncaster. So if our predictions are anywhere, or your predictions, Jonathan, are anywhere near, we should batter them.
4-0 Donny.
1-0 Exeter incoming. Huddersfield Town, Jonathan. Good signings at the minute. Alfie May coming in. A few others where names escape me, but the big one for me was Alfie May. Obviously, we know him fairly well. And with Nathan on this one, he's just popped in with Huddersfield top 4. I've got them in 4th, but that was before Alfie May signed. So I'm happy to bump them up a little bit. I don't know if they've got enough to get top 2. With Alfie May, there's a chance. But yeah, I'm in 4th at the minute.
I've got them 3rd because of, again, another new manager in Lee Grant. Is he going to be able to keep someone like Dion Charles or Joe Taylor happy if they're not playing? I mean, he's got 3 quality strikers in Joe Taylor, Dion Charles, and Alfie May. Ryan Ledson's a heck of a signing from Preston as well. They've signed one of the Lincoln defenders. Can't remember if it's O'Connor or Sean Rowan. They've signed one of them as well.
I can't remember where O'Connor went. Yeah.
Owen Goodman as well. Obviously, he did well at AFC Wimbledon with all them clean sheets. The squad's there. It's just whether Grant can get them playing consistently how he wants them to play, that's the only thing that's stopping me putting them in the automatics.
Yeah, it might take a little bit of time to gel. Didn't they get a lad from Stoke as well? He used to be at Sunderland.
What, Gooch?
Lyndon Gooch.
Yeah, Lyndon Gooch, yeah.
Yeah. Decent transfer window. Where have you got him in?
Get ready for this. I've put building a League One super team. I'm worried about Grant's lack of experience, but champions.
So we've got champions. We've got Nathan with top 4. I'm in 4th. Jonathan's in 3rd. We've got Reese in 5th. So I think for now, do we go 3rd for now?
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Yeah, can do.
Smack bang in the middle of kind of all predictions. Let's see who we decide goes in the top 2, and you never know.
Huddersfield. Tell you what, Dan, your mate will be buzzing with that prediction if that comes in. To be fair,
I think he'll be happy with that. I think, to be fair, the squad that they're building, I think is probably eyeing up 1st and 2nd, but it's just how quick that squad gels for me. We will see. Ian, Leyton Orient.
I don't
playoffs last season.
Yeah, I don't think they'll reach last season's highs. I think the loss of Galbraith and Kelman are body blows because they were their 2 best players last season. I think defensively they'll be sound, but I think there's going to be a massive drop-off. So I've got them 16th.
I've not been quite as harsh. I've got them in 10th. I do think there'll be a drop-off. I do think they'll miss Galbraith. But Richie Wellens, I think, is a bit of a Marmite manager. A lot of people didn't like him at Donny, thought he were a bit nasty, bit of an old school manager. But sometimes I think players can sometimes react to that and feed off of that. And sometimes the hairdryer treatment works with players, other players it doesn't. And I think he's built a squad at Leyton Orient that kind of engages with him and kind of feeds off of that sort of that mentality and that management style. He seemed to get the best out of them. I'm just not sure if the loans are gonna hurt them. So I've got them in 10th. 10th's available, 13th, 15th, and 16th at the minute. Jonathan, where have you got them?
I've got them 15th, and that was just before they signed Joe White on loan from Newcastle. You'll know the name Joe White, Dan, because he was the bloke that got snapped in half by Jay McGrath last season.
What
in
a
the
challenge.
MK game. He's a quality player. I think that's the Galbraith replacement. It's whether they can replace both Ajay and Kelman, because they're 2 massive players they were for Orient last season. I don't know if they replaced the goalkeeper as well.
I'm not sure. Galbraith, to me, were League One player of the season last season.
Yeah, it's big boots to fill in it.
Yeah.
Top of the bottom half?
Yeah,
for now.
For now?
Yeah.
There we go. Jonathan, Lincoln City.
Right, so I've got them 18th. Now, I'm probably going to upset my Lincoln mate Jake, and he's probably going to come for me in DMs later on. But I just think they've lost too much defensively in both Sean Rowan and the other one that went to Reading. I can't remember. Oh, Paddy O'Connor. That was the other one. They were 2 massive defenders for them. I know they've signed the ex-Derby and Luton defender. Again, his name escapes me. But for me, if they can get Mr. Street firing, then they probably will get higher. But it's whether Street can do it over a full season. He's proved he can do it over half a season. Can he do it over a full season? That feels like a lot of responsibility for one striker.
Yeah, I think he can. Very, very good player. I think he's a complete striker, to be fair. Strong, powerful, big, decent in the air, decent with the ball at his feet. I was gutted to see him go. They say don't fall in love with a loanee. Certainly fell in love with Rob Street, a fantastic player, and helped us over the line towards the end of the season. came in with some important goals at important times. And I think he's got enough to make that step up and really be that focal point for Lincoln. And purely because of Rob Street and how highly I rate him, I had Lincoln in 13th, a little bit higher than what you've got them, but obviously 13th and 14th are occupied at the minute, so I'm happy. I'm happy in 15th. Depends on where Ian's put Lincoln.
Well, I think they've dropped. They just missed the playoffs the season before last. I'm not convinced on Skubala as a manager. To be honest with you, I think that the loss of O'Connor will be massive. And I've put on me one-liners. I've put me gradual decline continuing 19th.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Nathan's coming with he loves Street. If he can pick up the form from last season, then 10th, if not 16th. That's the difference it can make. I agree with that. I think Streety will be the difference. But we've got 18th, 19th. Should we go kind of here for now?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Lovely stuff. Luton Town, Ian, you were singing the praises off air.
Oh, hardly. A lot of pundits are putting Luton Town to win the league. I'm not in agreement. They've come down from the Premiership to League One in successive seasons. I think the losing mentality is a hard one to break. I think they've got some quality in the squad, of course they have. But I think some of their departures really might hurt them. I don't think they're as good as many people think they are. I've got them 11th.
Wow, 11th. See, I'm kind of with the pundits on this one, but I'm torn on it because I think attitude could be a real big factor for Luton. You've got players that have played at a higher level. Sometimes you see it with. I've seen it with some younger.
At a higher level. Come on.
yeah, they've not played well at a higher level, but
yeah.
Sometimes I've seen it with a couple of players that have come to Donny where they've come with good pedigree, and the expectation's quite high from them, and it's almost like the walk around the pitch in some sort of like an expectant sort of manner that it's just they shouldn't be there, they should be higher, and it's just more like a chore for them. And
we had a bit of that last season with Malik Wilkes, although when he were on it, he were that good.
Yeah, and that's the thing I think we'll see with Luton this year. If they've got maybe the prima donna mentality that they should be playing at a higher level, I think some teams will turn them over and give them a lesson. But if the squad's on it and the team's on it, I think they could put quite a few teams in this division to the sword. So I've got them in second. But what about yourself, Jonathan?
I've got them in second as well. I think there's one more team that we haven't come across that I think are slightly more together, been together longer, etc., etc. But you got Kenilworth Road, and I think they're going to be that again. It's going to be an absolute fortress. No one's going to go in there. No away fans going to go in there. Yeah, exactly. As you say, look, I think it's a big loss losing Carlton Morris. I feel that's a huge loss for them, but I think they've got more than enough, and they've got the parachute payments from the Premier League still coming in. So if they are struggling in January, they can go into the transfer market and boost it. So I've got them in second.
Yeah, Nathan's in agreement. He said top six. They have the money to change it if it's not going right in January. But yeah, Jonathan's also said Luton will recruit well, but they've spent a chunk of their money on a new stadium. So the parachute payments are being used for other stuff. But I think they've got enough in the case to go and recruit if needed. So we've gone automatic promotion. Ian, did you say 10th? 11th. Yeah. So should we go last playoff place for now?
For now, yeah.
Let's go there for now, and we'll see what comes up as we go through the rest of the teams. Jonathan, he's also saying, can't wait for the prediction. Plymouth are going to do well after selling all the best players. So he's already kind of preempting where Plymouth may end up. But first, I've got Mansfield. We're just over halfway now. This is 14th team. So let us know, do you think we're kind of in the right ballpark with some of these? I think from what I've seen on the chat, we are pretty close with a lot. But yeah, Jonathan, Mansfield Town.
Momentum in football is hard. The losing mentality is hard to get out of, and Mansfield dropped off the edge of a cliff at the back end of last season. Nigel Clough probably kept his job because of the name and the fact that he can be a stable League One manager. They have recruited well. I'll give them that. I think the signing of McDonald from Nottingham Forest on loan in midfield is brilliant. He was the one that did really well at Colchester last season. I'm a bit concerned that he's come out today, Clough, and said that he's not going to sign any more strikers because he thinks he's got enough with Lee Gregory coming back later on in the season. I think that's a little bit of a risk. So I've got them 18th.
So I put them 22nd in my prediction. Last week, I think I produced it, and that was purely on kind of the form that they were in towards the second half of last season. And similar to my Colchester prediction a few seasons back, I had a number of Mansfield fans in the chat and in the comments telling me that I was wrong. And I've had a bit more of a look at the squad, and they seem to have trimmed it. They've reduced the average age quite a lot. The form in the last couple of games of the season wasn't too bad, in fairness to them. It was just the second half of the season as a whole wasn't great. So yeah, I had them in 22nd, but I'm happy to bump them up to around 18th, 17th. Ian, what about you?
I've put not strong enough, no depth, flirting with the drop, 20th.
There we go. You had them 19th, Jonathan.
Yeah. I'm happy for 20th at the minute if you want it.
Yeah. Let's go there for now, and see if any of these teams bump them up or bump them down any. On to Northampton. Ian?
Relegated 22nd. I don't think Kevin Nolan's done any particularly good business. They seem to be traditionally around the bottom end. I wasn't impressed with him when I saw him last season a couple of times. I just think they'll buy it this time. I think they'll go down. So I put 22nd.
Yeah, I've got 23rd for Northampton for very similar reasons to yours, Ian. Jonathan?
I've got them 24th. I just don't see where the quality is. They're going to depend a lot on Sam Hoskins, who's just had his testimonial, I think, last weekend as well. Just shows how long they've had to depend on him. Can he go another season doing that? I know they were linked with Andy Carroll earlier on in the transfer window, and he's obviously gone to Dagenham instead. But I just can't see where the goals are coming from.
Yeah. So unfortunately, if you are a fan of Exeter, Wimbledon, Burton, or Northampton, we've got you in the bottom four. But like I said at the start of the stream, take it with a pinch of salt. It's not nailed on that you guys will get relegated. Are we happy with the bottom four as it stands?
Yes, I'm really happy with the bottom four. It's the same bottom four I had, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's similar to mine. I've got Burton, Northampton, Wimbledon, and Mansfield. Exeter just outside of it. So yeah, I think that it's going to be a little mini league down there, and it'll be down to the teams to beat each other to kind of claim that 20th spot, I think. But yeah, so Peterborough, Plymouth, Port Vale, Reading, Rotherham, Stevenage, Stockport, Wigan, and Wycombe fans, you can breathe a sigh of relief because our bottom four seems locked in. Ian, Peterborough United.
Peterborough, they do what they always do. They develop players and then sell them. Poku and the other one, I can't remember the other one, the best players from last season have gone. They've not really properly replaced them. As I said with Lincoln, I think the decline will continue. I got them 16th.
I have got them 16th. I honestly think after last season, Darren Ferguson would be out of a job had it not been for the Virtu Trophy win.
Yeah,
I think there's
with that.
there's
I'd
expectation.
agree with that because McAntony has been in the past has got an itchy trigger finger. He just sack managers like nobody's business.
Yeah. Nathan said Peterborough 15th, standard turnover, but still good enough not to go down.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. And Jonathan said Peterborough lost their players mostly for free this summer. They're in trouble, I think. Yeah, if you're developing young players, you want to get something for them for sure. Jonathan,
in the past, they've earned a fortune, haven't they? In the past, they've earned a fortune.
Yeah.
So we've both gone 16th.
Yeah, I've got them 17th. I haven't replaced the quality players that they've lost in Poku. Motherseal's gone to Stockport, I believe. Hector Cipriano's gone to Watford. I saw them in pre-season, again friendly against MK Dons, and honestly, it was sad to see because with a Peterborough side in League One, they're normally competing for the playoffs and they're normally like a real energetic side. But even on that night, Darren Ferguson said you if you were a neutral, you wouldn't be able to tell who the League One or the League Two side was. McAntony's come out in his podcast this week, basically, as Ian says, he's come out and says that he's messed up, that he's made massive mistakes, etc., etc. And I just don't. Again, I think I've got enough to stay up, but not by much.
Yeah, so we've got Lincoln in 16th. I've slotted Peterborough in 17th because my 17th place team has done a bit of recruitment, so I'm bumping them up a little bit. But on to Plymouth Argyle. We saw earlier a comment saying that they're going to do well, even though they've sold the best players. I have actually got them doing fairly well. I put them in third, but I'm interested to hear where you've got them, Ian. What's your thoughts on Plymouth this season?
Ryan Hardy going's a big miss. One or two more of the better performing Championship players have moved on, but going to home park as an away team is never easy. It's never easy. The home form tends to be what keeps their heads above water. Away is a different matter altogether. But having said that, I still think they've got a strong enough squad. I've got them fourth.
Jonathan?
I'm happy with fourth, given who we've still got to talk about. I'm happy with fourth. I feel they've still got a lot of recruitment to do. I liked Tom Cleverley as a manager at Watford. Again, another manager that's been let go at that circus of a club. But he did so well there. He was honest. He's genuine.
And the fans still love him, don't they, at Watford? The fans at Watford were gutted to see him go.
Absolutely. I think our good friend ATID is gonna like him. I did see on the Sky Games that their game against Exeter is on a Thursday night, so that'll be a bit of entertainment on a Thursday night. So I'm happy with fourth.
Lovely stuff. Port Vale pushed Doncaster pretty much all the way last season for the title in League Two. I'm not sure about their recruitment. I think they've got a squad ready for League One. I don't think it's a squad that's going to be challenging the top half or the upper end of the top half. I think they've recruited, but they've not really recruited kind of players that are going to replace the first 11 that they've already got, if that makes sense. I think they've recruited kind of squad players more than anything. So because of that, I've got them down in 18th. But I think there's going to be a bit of a gap between kind of 19th and 18th. So I don't think they'll be looking over the shoulder as much as maybe 19th or 20th. So I've got Vale in 18th, but you've got Darren Moore. He knows the level. I talk about Richie Wellens and his management style. Darren Moore's the polar opposite. And I think, again, he's building a squad of players that respond to that style of management, and he may get better out of them. I'm not sure, but something in me just says 18th this season. I don't know if you guys agree with that, or you think they should be a little bit higher or possibly lower. Ian?
I think continuity in the game I think counts for a lot. And
Yeah.
I think the majority of the promoted side are still there, still together. And as you said, Darren Moore gets results. I've put him 15th.
That slot's available. Jonathan?
I put him 15th as well. I just, as you said, continuity. Darren Moore. I think Lauren Talai will come and have a good season. I've always rated him as a striker. They've still got George Byers, who again will be a cheat code at this level. Obviously, yeah, absolute cheat code. We obviously know from Jake and Worko how good Byers was at Sheffield Wednesday. And with Darren Moore, as you say, you know exactly what you get with him, and yeah, the season of solidarity for them, I think, this season.
Yeah,
lovely stuff. On to Reading. So, issues off field. We talked about issues off field earlier in the video with Morecambe and Sheffield Wednesday. Reading have had their fair share as well, but they seem to perform well in adversity. They've kind of handled themselves on the pitch really well last season. Narrowly missed out on playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. I had them breaking into the playoffs this season in 6th, but we've filled the playoffs up, so we're either shuffling some teams about early, or if you guys are in agreement, they may just miss out on playoffs once again. Ian, where have you got Reading?
Well, I think if they can keep Harvey Nibbs, which is a bit doubtful, I think they'll be stronger, but they've got a nucleus of a really, really good squad. I think Noel Hunt is a bit of an unknown quantity. He's had half a season. Well, let's see how he goes on his first full season, but he's got a damn good squad to pick from there. I've got him third.
You've got them third?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lovely. Jonathan?
I had them 6th. I know they still haven't finished their recruitment. I know they've lost, well, I was just saying, they've basically lost Harvey Nibbs. It's been reported that Charlton have come in and got Nibbs as well as Kelman. So that's going to be a huge miss. I think Lewis Wing, you know what you get with Wing from 25 yards out. You can just bring them in. Yeah. Charlie Savage as well. The better footballer Savage out the two. If you know who I'm talking about. And they've got a good goalkeeper as well. And I just have them as playoffs. I just think that, as you said, that they're now stable. They're stable off the pitch with everything. That is it Rob Curry now that owns them, the ex-Wickham? Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously Joe Jacobson in the background. So I think they'll quietly go about their business. I've got them 6th.
So we're thinking Reading playoffs.
Yes. It depends on you.
Well, I had them in 6th, so I was thinking playoffs initially. Do we have?
Then are we taking Luton out? That's the thing.
Well, what about bumping Huddersfield up?
Yeah.
I think I'd be happy bumping Huddersfield up.
Yeah.
And
slotting Reading in there for now.
Yeah.
But that may
that looks about right.
Yeah. We'll go that for now.
Yeah.
It may change. Jonathan agrees in the chat as well. Bump Huddersfield up. I think that's the that's a consensus. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's looking okay at the minute. As we did yesterday. Obviously, you're here, Ian, Rotherham fan. So, Jonathan, take it away, Rotherham. No, it's all yours, Ian. Take it away. Well, Nathan's in there as well. Rotherham out of business.
First of all, I think Matt Hamshaw's a good appointment because he's a local lad. He's a fan. He gets us as fans. He gets what irks us. He knows what our fans need to see on the pitch. Recruitment-wise, I'm a little bit on the fence because he's brought some unknowns in. He's got a couple of players from Holland, one from Celtic's B team.
Yeah.
But I think the signing of Josh Benson, if we can keep him fit, who's a really good midfielder. But I really worry about strikers because we still have to rely on Jordan Hugel and Sam Nombe up front. And if they get injured, we're screwed. Because we really we'll have to play players out of positions. But we're still recovering from the Evans debacle of last season. I think it'll take time. And my one-liner says Hamshaw's the right guy. Squad overhaul will take time. I think they'll be flirting with relegation. I've got us 18.
That low?
Yeah.
So I had you 17th before your signings, because you were in the chat, the private chat that we've got, and you were worried about the season. It was looking bleak.
Yeah.
At one point.
It depends how long it takes the new guys to gel, really. I mean, it could be a masterstroke. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I had you 17th, but I was happy to bump you up a few places with the signings that you've made, although they're relatively unknown. But I mean, you know your club much better than I do. So
I mean, I think survival this season, and hopefully get a sort of bit of an identity, a bit of a style of play. I think that's that's primary objective. Anything higher than that's great. It's a bonus. But
what about yourself, Jonathan? Where are you placing Rotherham?
I actually had them, and Ian's now going to befriend me for the rest of his life. I actually had them 20th where Mansfield are, because I just think the four that are in there are worse than Rotherham. They say you're going to depend a lot on Sam Nombe, who was a player that I loved at MK Dons, and I still can't believe we got rid of him for free. I think a lot's going to depend on, is it Dan Gore staying fit? Because he's that's
a stellar signing. That I forgot to mention Dan Gore from Manchester United reserves. He only played 3 games last season, and he looked wonderful in them all. He had an injury, went back to Manchester United for treatment, and Amshaw's pulled a masterstroke for getting him back for a season loan. So I think he'll be very important. And I think our midfield actually looks good. It's just that we've got nobody. It doesn't look like we've got a good option to take the chances. And I'm a little bit worried about the defence, but I think 18's fair.
Jonathan's coming with a bit of banter, saying if you are losing here and you can just turn the sprinklers on and have the groundsman sweet water onto the pitch.
But that's only when we play Cardiff. That's only when we play Cardiff.
Let's go 18th for Rotherham for now.
Yeah.
On to Stevenage. So for Stevenage, the position that I've got them is still available. I had them in 19th. I think there's, as I've said, it's a competitive division. Resource-wise, have they got enough to compete with kind of the mid-table and upper end? I don't think so. So I'm sticking with that available slot in 19th. From the noises from Ian's bedroom, I'm assuming you've got him in 19th as well.
Exactly. I do. I think Alex Ravel is doing a good job. The resources at Stevenage have never been very high. They're a nasty side to play against. They're the break play up. They're quite good at sort of like stemming momentum from opposition players, by breaking play up and staying down on the floor, this, that, and the other. But they're decent. They can score goals. They'll be looking over the shoulder, but I don't think they'll go down. So 19th,
Jonathan, agree with filling the bottom half in?
I agree with filling the bottom half in, but I had them slightly higher at 13th. I just think the signings of Phoenix Patterson, Chem Campbell out wide, Besley Barlow, if they can keep him fit as well. If they can get Jamie Reid firing like they did the other season when they were flirting with the playoffs as well, because I rate him as a striker. They brought in I would say half decent goalkeeper, but you wouldn't have thought it when he was on loan to MK Dons in Philip Marshall as well. Carl Pigiani, you know what you're going to get with him as well. I rate him as a defender, and I just expect players like Dan Kemp just to step up again. Again, another former MK Dons player that didn't perform at Stadium MK.
So you're thinking a little bit higher for Stevenage?
Yeah, but I'm happy with 19th because I can't see many teams above them being worse than them. Probably.
Yeah, the only one for me is I think Port Vale are a little bit too high. I'd probably drop them down a couple and move everybody else up one or two. But I mean, it's a place in it. I think they'll be all right.
It's a place. I think the bottom four are more or less nailed on. I think we're in agreement with the bottom four. So.
Yeah, lovely stuff. So 13th to 24th is locked in. So moving on to the final three teams of League One before rounding this off. I think Jonathan's called it early. Stockport getting top from that list then. Brilliant manager, decent squad. And I think we've kind of touched on it already about continuity and building a squad. They were decent last season. They were playing against or up against big budgets, good squads, and they pushed Wrexham all the way. And for me, I've got Stockport as champions. I know you had Huddersfield as champions, wasn't it, Ian?
I did. But guess what I had?
I'm assuming Stockport was second.
You're assuming right. I put on the one-liners. A blueprint on how to run a football club. Promoted second.
And Jonathan?
I had them as champions. I'm seriously impressed with Stockport. They've tied down Dave Challoner as well, who always gets his teams up and around the playoffs and fighting at the top. Lewis Bates, a cheat code in midfield. Ollie Norwood's a cheat code in midfield. How they got Olowu from Doncaster, because I thought he was going to go Championship, is brilliant. Sorry to say that, Dan, but
I agree with you. I thought he was going to go Championship until we won the Championship, and then I thought he was going to stick around. I thought he'd have another season at Donny, but it wasn't meant to be. I wish him all the best. A fantastic defender. I think we've recruited to replace him pretty well in Pearson O'Riordan, and obviously Jay McGrath's still there, so I think we'll be okay without him. But he's going to be a loss for sure. He's a very, very good defender who can play at a higher level. So yeah, decent pickup from Stockport there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure what you meant to say was I wish him all the best apart from 2 games next season when he plays Doncaster and he drops a stinker. But yeah,
own goal in both of those games would be very nice.
And give a penalty away.
Yeah, absolute stinkers. That'll do me. Nathan said Stockport think they'll be strong, but not sure if they're champions. And then Jonathan said if Stockport do well, how long till clubs start sniffing around Challoner? Lucas said Northampton going down. Luton 6th sounds about right. Nathan's okay. You've twisted my arm. Get my bet now for Stockport. Don't put any money on any of these predictions.
Unless you've got plenty in it, you can lose it.
Yeah, only bet what you can afford to lose, because none of these are going to come true. So lads, final 2 teams, we've got Wigan and Wycombe. Wigan slowly improving, seem to be kind of getting a foothold in League One over the last couple of seasons. They've signed Paul Mullin, who is one of them. If they feed him, he'll bag plenty of goals. And then you've got Wycombe, who are difficult to beat, difficult to play against.
Horrible to watch.
They got playoffs last season, if my memory serves me right. I have slept since then.
Yes.
For me, it's gonna go one or two ways. I had Wigan in 7th and Wycombe in 15th. I think one of them's going to drop off. I'm happy putting either in 7th or 10th. I'm leaning towards Wycombe at the minute in 7th, Wigan in 10th. But what are your thoughts, Ian, on Wigan first and then Wycombe?
To be honest with you, I'm not impressed by Wigan at all. At all. I think they're flatter to deceive. I don't think they're a good side at all. They're not nice to watch.
That's some appraisal, yeah.
I got them 21st and relegated. To be honest, yeah.
Wow.
Because I think they're overegged. And as for Wycombe, I put again not as good as they think they are, but they are decent and they will challenge. And I put Wycombe 6th.
Are you willing to bump Wigan up to 10th just because of the pies?
Yeah.
Jonathan, where did you have Wigan and then Wickham?
So I had Wigan. Where was it there? I had Wigan 14th. I had Wigan. They've got this Darragh Costello coming from Burnley, who's a little bit unproven at the level striker wise. They've got a good defence. I think Sean Maloney's done. Not Sean Maloney, is it? It's Ryan Lowe, you idiot. He's done well with. He's done well turning around and making them hard to beat.
That Costello, Jonathan. You know that Costello, didn't he have half a season with Aki and scored quite a few goals? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So for me, I would say mid-table for Wigan. I have Wickham missing out because this summer they have gone the full football manager, going to Europe, pick a random country, pick a random position, pick a random player and sign him and see if it comes off. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And they've got the basis of a good squad. They've still got Richard Kone, which has made me bump up a bit more because I think did Luton bid 5 or 6 million for him in January, or someone did. It was like a ridiculous amount of money they bid for him, and he's quality at this level.
But didn't his form drop off a lot at the back end of the season, Kone?
Yeah, I think that was probably the transfer talk. He probably had that in mind. And for me, if they can keep Kone firing and focused, then I can't see any reason why they can't be playoffs. But I have them just missing out.
Yeah. So I had Wickham. I had Wickham lower, but I'm kind of leaning towards 7th out of the 2 places available. Wigan, you guys had them a little bit lower, so I think we bumped Barnsley up a little bit.
Yeah, bump Donny up. Are you happy to bump Donny up, Ian?
Well, I'm happy to bump Donny up because I think they'll have a decent season.
I think anywhere kind of.
We'll get you on the show next year then.
Yeah. I think we bumped Leighton Orient up, so from top of the bottom half to bottom of the top half. Do we think Bradford will perform better than Wigan or not?
Yes,
I do.
Port Vale?
No. I think 14th's about fair.
So I think we're settled there. Now, I have starred a comment from earlier, Jonathan. I'm a Cardiff fan. After only being here now in the last 22 years, a lot of the teams I don't know much about. I do feel you're underestimating Cardiff personally, but a lot are. So, does that comment change our opinion on 9th place Cardiff? Are we...
Not one jot.
Well, there you go.
That's a subscriber lost.
Not one jot. I mean, all right, fair enough. He's been Cardiff City have been in the Premier League recently. They've been in the Championship for a few seasons lately. Generally, they're in League One now. It's a muck and bullets league, and they'll find it out. No, I think 9th's fair.
I think go on, Jonathan. Sorry.
I can't see any side that's currently above them that would make me think, are they better than that side? I think we've got it just about right. Potentially swap with Barnsley, but again, they're both in a similar position. They've both got new managers. You don't know what you're going to get. So I think 9th is about fair.
Yeah. I've got question marks over Reading and Plymouth. Obviously, Reading, new owners. There's going to be a buzz around the place. I think they are going to do well. 3rd, is that a little bit too high? Maybe. Plymouth, a couple of injuries, and I think they could be struggling. But I'm happy to lock that in. There'll always be a stinker. We always have a stinker somewhere. Cardiff may be that stinker, and they might adapt to League One and the quality. I mean, the cream normally rises to the top. So if they've got enough quality within the squad, they should be up there competing.
But it's not going to be a bad stinker, is it? It's not going to be far off either way, I don't think.
No. I mean, he said Salic, Willock, Colwell, Robertson, Robinson, and quite a few others will have fun this season. But it kind of, for me, it goes down to what I said about Luton as well. The players that really should be playing at a higher level, and are they going to have the right attitude to compete at this level, or are they going to come in thinking that potentially games are an easy win, and then they get found out. It's one of those. I think you've got a valid argument that Cardiff could be higher.
They could well be higher. It's obvious.
But I'm going to die on this hill. We'll put them ninth.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, I think we're locked in.
The only one I'm still doubtful for, Dan, is Luton. I would still have them slightly higher if I'm being picky.
By slightly higher, is that like
above Plymouth, above Blackpool, potentially above Reading?
Ian?
Are you happy with that, Ian, or is that
absolutely not? No,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. The thing is, right, they've been relegated consecutive seasons. Like I said, the losing mentality is hard to break. I'm not convinced on the manager. I don't think they'll have as good a season as people think they will.
How about swapping them both around? How about bumping them up one place?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Around the grounds is in. It's good to see you, mate. I hope you're doing well. I know you're recovering from a recent operation, so hopefully you're back creating content very soon because you are missed. Yeah, remember the year that you all said Cardiff will go down. Don't do it again, lads. He's saying Cardiff 6th. So yeah, he's bumping them up a bit. Yeah, I think we're dying on this hill, mate. I'm afraid. I'm locked in with that. Ian, any changes that you want to make?
Absolutely. No, I think we've got it just about perfect, really. I mean, we'll know in May when you're saying, well, League One's got 145 points or something like that. And when they're running round Sixfield with trophy.
Yeah, it's going to happen, isn't it? Jonathan, are you happy with locking that in?
Yep. To be fair, I don't think we'll be too far wrong with the bottom half, by maybe a couple of up and downs. And I actually don't think we'll probably be wrong up until about 10th. It's probably from Cardiff upwards. There could be a bit of change depending on the seasons, but I'm happy to lock that in.
Well, my top two are just the wrong way around. I said Huddersfield, Stockport, and we've gone with Stockport, Huddersfield. So that's not many points there if it comes on.
If we can get 1 point per team, Ian, I'll be a very happy man at the end of this season. Well, no, that's it. That's the 72 reviews League One predictions locked in. Thank you guys who have been in the chat for helping us out as well. It has been greatly appreciated, and you've not been far off our predictions as well. So I think we're all in pretty much agreement. There's probably one or two in there that we think should be changed, but that's the joy of football. Everyone's got an opinion about it. Nobody's opinion is right. Nobody's opinion is wrong. And we'll find out who's closest.
We'll do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah. But we'll find out who's closest at the end of the season when we review League One, League Two, and the Championship, which we'll be predicting tomorrow. We'll go around the screen. Any final words? We'll start with Jonathan.
No, just thank you again. I think if we can all agree, League One's probably going to be the more interesting league out of three. It feels like it's more balanced, even between a lot of sides, and I think it could be quite an exciting league. It's obviously quite a northern league, which obviously Dan will approve of as well. There we go. And just like to wish Lee, if you're still watching, mate, get well soon and take care.
Good stuff. Ian, any final words before we round it off?
No, we're a little bit more lively than yesterday. We're a slight one or two more disagreements, but that's what it's all about. That's what we're all here for, isn't it, really? And tomorrow probably will be no different. I
think there'll be one team, especially tomorrow, that we all agree on, unfortunately. But the rest is anybody's game. You with us tomorrow, Jonathan? Or is it just me and Ian?
I am.
Lovely stuff. So you'll have all three of us again tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this, stick a big thumbs up on it. Go ahead and check out our League Two prediction, or just pause the video at the start of this one to see the completed table on that. We've done League One now. It's all about the Championship tomorrow. 6 o'clock. Join us where hopefully it's as easy as the first two have been. Subscribe to myself if you haven't already. Ian and Jonathan, their links are in the description as well. If you're watching this on repeat, stick a like on it, get your comments in, and hopefully we will see you here tomorrow.